Hi, I'm out at the Old Fort Gun Club today to do some shooting, but I thought, well, since I was coming out here, I'd talk to you about some things that come up quite often as far as questions, and that is about alternate self-defense weapons, alternate to your firearm. I want to talk to you about batons, stun guns, knives, and pepper spray, pros and cons of all of them, and you can make a decision on what you might need aside from your firearm if you're concerned about those type things and if you're looking for that type weapon. So here we go, just a second. I'm going to change positions here, use Bob here as an assistant, and we'll get going. For about 4 years I worked for a large sporting goods retailer, and we carried self-defense items. And a lot of times people would come in, particularly women, and they would be coming in, they weren't looking for a gun, but they needed something to defend themselves with, and they would come in and ask for any number of different kinds of self-defense weapons. They didn't normally ask for a knife, but they might ask for a stun gun, they might ask for a baton, or they might ask for pepper spray. We had all of them. And I had to talk them through sometimes things that might be actually more harmful to them than they would do them good. So I'm going to show you just what the pros and cons are to using any of these type weapons with Bob here, as far as somebody that I can show you what the proximity would be, and see what you think, and you can make a decision based on how close you have to get to your attacker to use these and how capable you are to do that. So here we go. A lot of people wanting to defend themselves but really not wanting to carry a gun or wanting something in case of an emergency otherwise will come and they'll go get themselves a knife, thinking that a knife would make an excellent self-defense weapon for them in case they ever had some kind of conflict. Obviously a knife can be used in self-defense. It can be used with devastating effects in the hands of somebody who can use it effectively. But a knife can also be an extremely dangerous tool and weapon. Knives require, first of all, that you're able to, if somebody's attacking you, like Bob here is coming at me, I've got to get at least this close to Bob to be able to hit him with this knife. And then I've got to be effective with it. If this is somebody that's enraged, he's on some kind of drug, he's enraged, he's drunk, whatever it is, or there's some mental situation with him where he's just not feeling pain the way he normally would, I might get up close enough to him to use the knife and even cut him a couple of times if he's coming at me, and in the meantime him get a hold of me and kill me with the knife in my hand. Unless you've ever been a really extraordinary, well-trained knife fighter, those are the things you have to consider there. Is that a knife, while it can be an emergency self-defense weapon, it may be a last-ditch weapon for some people. That's what it would be for most people, last-ditch. Not something that you'd want to line up and try to fight with, unless you are extraordinarily well-trained and it's the only thing you have available. But that's not telling you what to do, that's just giving you the cautions about it. Knives have saved people's lives before, and knife is a good tool, so that's one option, is a knife. Another option is the always popular stun gun. This is a Raptor stun gun. This thing is pretty old, but it claims 750 volts. And let me tell you something about it. Let me show it to you first. See that? Isn't that awesome? That's a fearsome looking thing. Raptor, the people that made Raptor, claimed that Raptors had a voltage of 750,000 volts. Today, stun guns this long that you buy on any retailer's store that carries any kind of self-defense items are claiming up to 5 million volts. And the reality was that's something that has never been regulated as far as the claims. And with lots of independent tests on stun guns, none of them have ever produced 750,000 volts, much less 5 million. They don't produce 500,000, 100,000, even less than that. And it's not the voltage that knocks somebody down anyway, it's the amperage. Do they work? Yes, they do work. The only stun gun, stun device that's ever been actually tested and actually showed that it actually has the voltage that it claims are the taser products, right at 50,000 volts. So how does a stun gun work? First of all, what you see in movies, which movies are there to entertain us, but you can get an awful lot of stupid from movies. What you see in movies, when you get this, even when they've shoved it up against somebody, you hear that noise, and that's really cool. But that's not what you hear when you push this against somebody. You don't hear anything. There is no noise. There is an electronic current that goes into people, and it causes all kinds of reactions. But here's the downside to it. if you're going to use a stun gun against Bob here, this is a great big guy, he's enraged, he's coming at you. Here's how close you have to get to Bob. Now, what you see in the movies, you see somebody come up and touch somebody, do that right there and they fall out unconscious. That doesn't happen. You could do that to a 10-year-old girl and she wouldn't fall out unconscious, much less to a big man. What you'd have to do to even have any kind of effect on Bob at all here, is you'd have to get a hold of Bob and you'd have to hold him right here for about that long to even hope to have him get weak in the knees and drop. That's the effect of a stun gun. It has to be held against the person that you put it on for it to be effective. That means somebody coming at you swinging, maybe swinging a club, maybe swinging a knife at you, coming at you enraged, and you're going to grab a hold of them and hold on to them while you do this. Well, again, I'm not telling you not to get a stun gun. They do what they're supposed to do, but it takes 6 or 8 seconds to subdue somebody that is big and enraged, and sometimes it doesn't work at all, according to what their physiology is like. In general, they work, but only under those conditions. Extended holding against somebody that's already enraged, swinging, and trying to kill you. So, stun gun, that's an option. Another weapon that's been popular for a lot of years now are expandable steel batons. There are a lot of brands of these made. They're made by, some of them made by Smith & Wesson, which is a good one. Others made by self-defense companies that run up $70, $80. This is a generic model that I've had for about 20 years. I've got several of them around my house. I used to sell them, but they are real. They do lock out, and they are hard, and if you hit somebody with them, it's likely to make them recoil or back up or fall down. Here's the deal with the baton. With a baton, a 26-inch baton like this, you can keep some distance with Bob over here. So if you have to use this, however you have to use it, you at least keep some distance between you and whoever is attacking you. Unlike your knife and the stun gun, you don't have to get right up here with them. You can keep them at bay with this at least. It's also very effective. These are not real heavy. They're not likely to do huge damage unless you hit just exactly where you need to hit to disable somebody or even break a bone in the wrist or in the knees, in the groin, across the neck and the head. Wherever you hit with this, it's going to do some damage. How much damage is dependent on the size and the physical condition and whatever mental condition your attacker is in, but as far as what you can use it for, you can use it to block, you can use it to swing to the head, to the knees, to the wrist, to the groin, all types of strikes that you can do. It's a pretty good idea if you're going to use a baton to actually get one, get some kind of a bag or striking device that you can get out and really practice with both hands. Because what happens with this baton is, if I swing and I miss with a baton this long, as much as I want to keep this guy away from me, if I swing and miss, recovery time missing, even if you're pretty strong, to get it back is kind of challenging. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it. In other words, you can swing this way, and if you miss, you could swing here, here, but that's what I'm talking about. Is if somebody's going to use one of these, it would be a good idea to get out and get a striking device and or a striking dummy of some kind, one you make or buy, to be able to strike multiple times in multiple directions so you don't overstrike and get killed in the overstrike. Stainless steel baton, they can be more effective and they can keep your attacker at least some distance away from you. And finally, pepper spray. Now, this is not actually a canister of pepper spray. I didn't have any. I didn't want to go out and get any, so I brought an empty sunscreen bottle here. But this represents a canister of pepper spray, not cloud pepper spray, the kind that you spray out into a cloud. That makes people feel really secure. They think, well, I'd be more likely to hit them with that. Standing where I am right now in a pistol bay, if I were to spray a cloud pepper spray towards this camera, it would blow right back in my face with this breeze that's coming in. Foam pepper spray sprays out in a good hard stream, but it hits and sticks. It doesn't spread. The best option for any pepper spray is a stream pepper spray. And what I would suggest, and again, I'm not telling people what to do here, you can do it any way you want to, but you see these little keychain models that you can put on your wrist or put on a keychain, and they spray a stream. That's all well and good, but I wouldn't carry a canister of pepper spray much smaller than this right here. The ones that are bigger have a good volume in them and spray a long ways. And pepper spray isn't just something where you go up and you just squirt it once or twice. What you want to do with pepper spray, if somebody's attacking you, if this guy's attacking me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay on the button, and I'm going to spray him and spray him and spray him. Now, the great thing about pepper spray is with a stream, a hard stream spray with plenty of volume in the can, is that I don't have to get close to him to do it. If he's coming at me, I can start spraying, I can move back. I can spray him from over here. I don't have to be right up there close to him. And what I would do with this is, pepper spray is not really made to just squirt, like I said a while ago. I would spray and lay on it, lay on it, and lay on it, lay on it, spraying at his head and neck area, just continuing to spray until that thing was empty. And then I would make my getaway. Pepper spray is to help you get away, not to beat somebody down. So that means, of all of these weapons right here, the only one that really allows you to stand back away from somebody that's coming after you is the pepper spray. Everything else here, you have to get close to somebody. You can keep them a little further away with this, and you can do a lot of damage with it if you're competent with it and you have the physical strength and the speed to move when somebody's really coming at you to attack you. Stun gun, you have to get up to them and hold on to them and keep it there until they are disabled. That means whatever they're doing in the meantime, they're going to be doing it to you while you're standing there holding them. A knife can be an effective self-defense weapon. For most people, it's probably better as a last-ditch effort in case you don't have anything left, just because of the proximity you have to get into and what it means to be in an actual knife fight, which is not even an option for most people. So again, not telling anybody what to do here, but I am telling you this, that a stream pepper spray in a good sized canister will allow you to stay further away from any perpetrator that you have, and has a devastating effect on their eyes, their ears, their skin, their breathing, everything. A good stream pepper spray, blasting them with it, emptying it on them, will help you stay further away from your attacker than any one of these will. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on alternate weapons, on something that you might need to defend against an attacker if you don't have your gun or your gun's not an option. There are your choices, and there's your perspective. I'm Mark. Hope this helped you some, and I'll see you real soon.